the true story of Helen Keller.
Helen Keller was born in 1880 in Alabama.
She was a happy, healthy child until she was 2 years old. Then she caught a terrible fever and almost died.
Helen recovered, but she could no longer see or hear.
As Helen grew up, she had no way to talk to other people.
She was frustrated and lonely. When she didn't get her way, she became wild and violent.
Her parents did not know how to help her. Scene 1, the Keller's yard.
Helen tries to play with Bruce and Martha. She gropes toward them and puts her fingers into their mouth to feel them talking. Then Helen pulls on her own tongue. She gets upset.
I think she's trying to talk.
Helen feels a pair of scissors. She tries to stab Martha.
Ow! Ow! Helen, stop it. Let me have those scissors.
Helen shrieks and kicks. Kate gives Helen a piece of candy. She strokes her hair. Helen immediately calms down.
Scene 2, the Keller's house. You must do something about Helen. We've taken her to every hospital in 2 states. No one holds us anymore. There must be a cure somewhere.
There isn't going to be any care.
I will never give up. I can't.
The kind of thing we could do is send her away.
No, never. There must be someone who can help. Scene 3. Dr. Anonymous' office. Danny sits nervously, wearing thick glasses with dark lenses.
The girl must be very blunt. She will be quite a challenge for you.
Tell me about her. Can she be taught?
Who can know? She's like a little rock shape. Inside could be a treasure.
Or it can be empty.
She is given 2 transforms this day.
So am I. Maybe you should run the Keller someday. Scene 4. The train station.
Jenny arrives at the station.
What can a blind and deaf child learn, Miss Sullivan? Does she communicate with you at all? Always. I always know what she wants. No, you don't. All we know is that if you give Helen a piece of candy, she'll be quiet. I have to teach her language first. If she doesn't know words, she can't understand anything or tell you anything. Miss Sullivan, she can neither see or hear. How will you teach her if you can't talk to her? Anyway, I can. They arrive at the Keller's house.
Helen comes out sensing that something unusual has happened.
She grabs Annie pushing the glasses aside to touch her ears. Eyes.
They enter the house together.
Why does Mrs. Sullivan wear the dark glasses? She was nearly blind as a child.
Blind? They expect one blind person to teach another? How long did she work at that school?
She wasn't employed there. She was one of their best students. Now you have 2 blind girls to take care of father. Scene 5. Annie's room.
Helen finds a doll in Annie's bed.
All right, your first will be doll.
She takes Helen's hand and in her palm forms a sign for letter D.
D.
Helen feels the shape in her hand.
The next letter's O, then L, L.
She puts Helen's hand on the doll, then spells the word again for Helen to feel. James watches from the doorway.
What was that? A game? It's an alphabet. For that.
Helen grabs for the doll.
I think she wants her doll back. When she spells it, she can have it. She doesn't have any idea what words are. If her fingers learn the letters now, then maybe her brain will learn they have a meaning.
Helen feels the doll, then Annie spells into her palm.
D-O-L-L. Doll.
Helen spells the letters back. Annie pats her head and gives her the doll.
Well done, Helen. Well done.
Suddenly, Helen spins the doll hard and hits Annie in the face.
Scene 6. The dining room. Helen is putting her hand into Kate's plate and stuffing
grabs her hand. Helen begins to hit Annie.
Miss Annie, Helen is used to helping herself from our plate. I'm afraid I'm not used to it. Helen kicks Annie's chair. I know a badly spoiled child when I see one. You decide it's easier to feel sorry for Helen and teach her how to behave. Please show some pity. If you're not willing to stand up to one tantrum, I won't be able to teach her anything. Please leave me alone with her.
They leave the room. Helen lies on the floor, kicking and crying.
Annie tries to discipline Helen. Helen throws plates and spits food at Annie's face.
Annie becomes angry and pours a pitcher of water over Helen.
Helen is shocked. No one has ever stood up to her before. Scene 7, the Keller's yard.
As Annie kicks Helen's hand, Helen jerks away from her and runs away.
Miss Sullivan, if you expect to stay here, convince me that there is hope of teaching a child who flees from you. You're right. It's hopeless here. No, it's not hopeless. Helen could talk before she was 10 months old. Well, I've seen pets behave better. Miss Sullivan! I believe I can only make progress if I have complete charge of her. Is Little House in the Grove of Trees ever used? How long would you keep her? As long as it takes. Give me this chance. Give her this chance to save herself. I'll give you 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not enough. 2 weeks is what I'm offering. Scene 8, garden house.
Annie spends the next 10 days with Helen, touching everything in sight and spelling the words in her hand.
Water. W-A-T-E-R.
Helen spells back quickly.
Kate comes down the path to watch.
Helen sits at a picnic table. She folds her hands in her lap and quietly waits.
She knows so many words. If only she knew what they meant. I need more time. No, 3 more days. That's all you have.
Kate walks back to the house.
Oh, what I want to give you, Helen. Everything we feel and think. If I can give you one word, I can put everything in your hands.
She draws Helen's hand to her cheek.
F-A-C-E.
Helen touches Annie's eyes curiously. Annie spells into Helen's hand.
T-E-A-R-X. Scene 9. The Keller's dining room. The family gathers for a special meal welcoming Helen home.
Annie tucks Helen's napkin into the neck of her dress.
Helen throws it on the floor.
Annie calmly picks up Helen's plate and takes it away.
Helen fills the empty table and starts kicking at it furiously.
Helen's hands find the pitcher. She grabs the handle and swings it as hard as she can toward Annie.
Water flies everywhere. Annie lifts Helen out of her chair and starts to carry her from the room. Helen kicks and screams.
Where are you taking her?
To make her fill this pitcher again. Scene 10. The Keller's yard.
Annie drags Helen to the water pump and puts her hand on the handle.
All right, pump.
Oh, how's it, Amy? That's pumping very hard. The water is tumbling on.
Annie does what she always does. She spells into Helen's free hand.
W-A-T-E-R. Water. It has to be.
Help, there's the water. Suddenly, her foot Amy disappears. She raises her head.
Then the miracle happens. Helen puts both hands into the water. Her lips move, trying to remember something she once knew.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Helen puts one hand to her other palm and spells the 5 letters. W-A-T-E-R.
Help, that's what A said is supposed to be W-A-T.
Yes, yes.
Helen grows more excited. She wants to touch everything and learn its name.
Mrs. Keller, Captain Keller.
Kate the captain will rush up. Help feels her way to her mother's stool. She throws her hand out.
Mother.
The captain reaches for Helen. She touches him, then thrusts her hand out.
Papa, she knows.
They embrace Helen. Helen spells death to the mother, Papa over and over. Joyful that she finally knows their names.
Then Helen breaks away and feels her way across the surface.
Annie leads them and takes her hand. Annie spells teacher.
Helen kisses Annie's cheek.
Annie spells it into Helen's hand.
I love Helen.
Premiere 4, the true story of Helen Keller. Prologue.
Helen Keller was born in 1880 in Alabama. She was a happy, healthy child until she was 2 years old. Then she caught a terrible fever and almost died. Helen recovered, but she could no longer see or hear. As Helen grew up, she had no way to talk to other people. She was frustrated and lonely. When she didn't get her way, she became wild and violent. Her parents did not know how to love her.
Scene 1, the Keller's yard. Helen tries to play with Percy and Martha. She gropes toward them and puts her fingers in their mouth to keep them talking. Then Helen pulls on her own tongue. She gets upset. I think she's trying to talk. Helen feels a pair of scissors and she tries to stab Martha.
Help, help! Helen, stop it. Let me have those scissors.
Helen shrieks and kisses. Kate gives Helen a piece of candy and strokes her hair. Helen immediately calms down. Scene 2, the Keller's house.
You must do something about Helen. We've taken her to every hospital in 2 states. No one knows about anything. There must be a cure somewhere.
There isn't going to be any cure.
I'll never give up. I can't.
Oh, the kindest thing we could do would be to send her away.
No, never. There must be someone who can help.
Scene 3, Dr. Agnell's office. Annie sits nervously wearing thick glasses with dark lenses.
The girl was referred to us. She will be quite a challenge for you.
Tell me about her. Can she be taught?
Who can know? She's like a little locked safe. Inside could be a treasure.
Or it could be empty.
She's given to tantrums, they say.
So am I. Maybe you should warn the Kellers about me. Scene 4, the train station.
Annie arrives at the station.
How much can a blind and deaf child learn, Miss Sullivan? Does she communicate with you at all? I always know what she wants. No, you don't. All we know is that if you give Helen a piece of candy, she will be quiet. I have to teach her language first. If she doesn't know words, she can't understand anything or tell you anything.
Miss Sullivan, she can either see or hear. How will you teach her if you can't talk to her?
Anyway, I can.
They arrive at the Keller's house. Helen comes out sensing that something unusual is happening. She grabs Annie, pushing her glasses aside to touch her eyes. They enter the house together.
Why does Miss Sullivan wear those dark glasses?
She was nearly blind as a child.
Blind? They accept one blind person to teach another one. How long did she work at that school?
She wasn't employed there. She was one of the best.
Now you have 2 blind girls to take care of, Father. Oh, scene 5, Annie's room. Helen finds a doll in Annie's bed. All right, your first word will be doll. She takes Helen's hand in her palm, forms the sign for the letter D. Helen feels a shake in her hand. The next letter is O, then LL. She puts Helen's hand on the doll, then spells the word again for Helen to feel. James watches from the doorway. What was that? A game? It's an alphabet for the deaf. Helen grabs for the doll. I think she wants her doll back. When she spells it, she can have it back. She doesn't have any idea what words are. If her fingers learn the letters now, then maybe her brain will learn them. They have a meaning. Helen feels the doll, then Annie spells into her home. D-O-L-L. Doll. It has name. Helen spells the letters back. Annie pats her hand and gives her the doll. Well done, Helen, well done.
Oh, suddenly, Helen swings the doll hard and hits Annie in the face.
Scene 6, the dining room. Helen puts her hands into Kate's plate and stuffing eggs into her mouth.
And Helen reaches for Annie's plate. Annie grabs her neck. Helen gives her the
Miss Annie, Helen is used to helping herself for marmalade. I'm afraid I'm not used to it. Helen kicks Annie's chair. I know a badly spoiled child when I see one. You've decided to feel it's easier to feel sorry for Helen than teach her how to behave.
Please show us some pity.
If you're not willing to stand up to one tantrum, I won't be able to teach her anything. Please leave me alone with her.
They leave the room, and Helen lies on the floor kicking her.
Annie tries to discipline Helen, but Helen fills plates and spits food at Annie's face.
Annie becomes angry and pours a pitcher of water over Helen.
Helen is shocked. No one has ever stood up to her before. Scene 7, the Keller's yard.
As Annie takes Helen's hand and jerks, Helen jerks away from her and runs away.
Miss Sullivan, if you accept to stay here, convince me that there is hope of teaching a child who flees from you.
You're right, it's hopeless here. No, it's not hopeless. Helen could talk before she was 10 months old. Well, I've seen pets behave better.
Miss Sullivan.
I believe I can only make progress if I have complete charge of her. It's a little house in the groove of the trees ever used. How long would you keep her? As long as it takes to give me this chance, give her this chance. This chance to save herself.
I'll give you 2 weeks.
2 weeks is not enough.
2 weeks is what I'm offering.
Scene 8, the garden house.
Annie spends the next 10 days with Helen, touching everything inside me, spelling words into the air.
Water, W-A-T-E-R.
Helen spells back quickly.
Kate comes down the path we walk.
Helen sits at the picnic table. She folds her hands in her lap and quietly waits. She knows so many words. If only she knew what they meant. I need more time. No, 3 more days. That's all you have.
Kate walks back to the house.
Oh, what I wanted to give you, Helen. Everything we feel and think. If I can give you one word, I can put everything into your hand. She draws Helen's hand to her cheek. F-A-C-E.
Helen touches Annie's eyes curiously. Annie spells into Helen's hand.
T-E-A-R-S. Scene 9, the Keller's dining room. The family gathers for a special meal welcoming Helen home.
Annie tucks Helen's napkin into the neck of her dress.
Helen throws it on the floor.
Annie calmly picks up Helen's plate and takes it away.
Helen feels the empty table and starts kicking at it furiously.
Helen's hand feels the pitcher. She grabs the handle and swings it as hard as she can towards Annie.
Water flies everywhere. Annie lifts Helen out of her chair and starts to carry her from the room. Helen kicks and screams.
Where are you taking her?
To make her fill this pitcher again. Scene 10, the Keller's yard.
Annie drags Helen to the water pump and puts her hands on hand.
All right, hunk.
Helen is angry and starts pumping very hard. Water's tumbling onto her.
Annie does what she always does. She spells it into Helen's free hand.
W-A-T-E-R, water. It has a name.
Helen feels the water and suddenly her anger disappears. She raises her.
Then a miracle happens. Helen puts both hands on the water, into the water. Her lips move, trying to remember something she once knew. Wah, wah,
Annie watches unbelievably.
wah, wah. Helen puts one hand into one of the palm and spells it in 5 letters. W-A-T-E-R.
Helen grabs for Annie's hand and spells into it, W-A-T-E-R.
Yes. Yes.
Helen grows more excited. She wants to touch everything on the hand.
Miss Keller, Captain Keller.
Kate and the captain rush out. Helen feels her way to her mother's skirt. She throws her hand out. Annie spells into it. Mother. Captain reaches for Helen. He touches her and then thrusts away from her.
Papa, she knows.
They embrace Helen. Helen spells to the mother, Papa, over and over, joyful that she finally knows their name. Then Helen breaks away and feels her way across the board, searching. Annie reaches out and takes her hand. Annie spells into it.
Teacher.
Helen kisses Annie on the cheek. Annie spells into Helen's hand.
I love